All right. Here we go. So, I'm not going to reveal exactly what's in here yet, because I sort of feel it would sort of enhance the experience as, just an unboxing thing. Let's see. Let me just take this off. I can. I will. But it sort of shows on the side if you decode it. But I was gonna put this down as like, let's not focus on that right now. But no, do we really want to have the Boogeyman poster in the background when we have a perfectly good Spider-Man poster? It's called being opportunistic. Okay. Then, now this is official to my knowledge. Shit. Hatchway. And it's beautiful. So yeah, that's better, much better. But yeah, it's an interesting story. So I'm gonna sort of go back in time here. About when was it? Let's see. I'm gonna sit for a moment and think. I want to say 5 days ago. Is that realistic? Yeah, I think that's pretty realistic. I'd be able to tell in other circumstances, but I'm not gonna double check. But yeah, I was over at my friend Camden's, having a fun time. I didn't bring my Xbox over or anything. I was just hanging out, and I get in, and the first thing I see is he got this Pennywise Hot Toys, and I go, whoa, oh my! And I knew exactly what it was. I was like, that is a Hot Toys Pennywise. That's really cool. And I mean, I was like, yeah, at least it's that high brand. And so I was like, wow, that's so cool. And then we watched like videos and videos of Hot Toys, and they're just so cool. And dude, when I saw this one on video, I was like that video. I'm gonna watch. That one's really good. That one's really good. And so I told him, I was like, wow, yeah, because they're not as like in my head, like younger especially, I was like, oh, like they're like $1,000. They're like 200, 250, 300, like a lot of money. But when you're like, and for me and my brain, I'm like, that is the coolest action figure you can get, and it's $200. That's not bad. So, that being said, I told him, well, since you got one, now I have to get one. And I said, if it's gonna be a Hot Toys, it has to be. Oh, I spoiled it already. I already spoiled it. If I get a Hot Toys, it has to be a Spider-Man one. So, what we got in here is a Spider-Man one. And I was surprised that this one was available because Spider-Verse is so hot right now. But you still don't know which one it is. Maybe I'm a huge Spider-Gwen fan. Who knows? But here we go. Spider-Man 2099. Sideshow exclusive. You can't get this off any other website. Imagine if this was super cool, limited edition plastic wrap today. No, I'm just kidding. I've certainly taught myself to not keep garbage for the sake of collecting. But yeah, I cleaned my display case. I did a really big thing day before yesterday where I cleaned out my closet and organized it and I moved some things. So it was a big sort of step for doing some stuff down here. Just this box alone is super cool. And it's interesting it calls it 2099 black suit. That sort of has scared me off a little bit because I'm like, oh, if it's black, yeah, why would they make a black one instead of a dark blue? So, yeah, dude, I don't even know how to express what this means to me. Obviously, it's just a thing, but it's just meaningful in the way that it's Spider-Man and it's just I don't know, dude. But the box art is so impressive. It's so cool. It just it wraps around. Okay. So here we go. I'm nervous. It has magnets. Wow. Okay, okay. I'm genuinely nervous. Okay. Obviously it's wrapped in plastic, so I have no sort of Will this be my one and only Hot Toys figure I ever get? I like the rule of if it's sentimental to my childhood, then I'll get it, like an Anakin or Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I'm not gonna get a Tom Holland one or anything. Okay. I wonder what the smell's gonna be like, Whoa. I'm just looking at some of the hands. Dude, it smells like my Michael Myers mask I have. Cool. Please read instructions first and follow all construction details. But yeah, the way the hands reflect the light. Wow. I'm just gonna let whatever impulse of thoughts I will have come. I don't know if I expected it to be lighter. I mean, heavier. Oh, ooh, that hurt a little bit. Oh yeah, it's got like a bouncy sort of material for right here. And I wonder if he has the like. How do you take this off? It's taped. Did I ever finish my thought where I was like, I wonder if the ankles have that new thing where when you bend them, it I'm like doing a very tedious part right now, and I don't want to scuff it, obviously. But where if you bend the ankles, it'll like. The other one was so much easier. Talk about stressful. It looks like it might, yeah. Wow, this sucks. Just come undone already. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Hot Toys videos. There we go. As to why that took so much time. Alright, time to just I've always been super curious about the material and how it feels. So it does sort of do bunching in the neck, but it's got a pretty good ball joint. Yeah, now having this in person, I'd see how it would like have some creases. Let's see how it goes all the way up. Oh, I see. Yeah. Wouldn't want that to go all the way up, you know? Oh, man. Oh, boy, yeah. Okay. First little movement here. Oh, wow. Oh, I just made a crease. So it is a little more sensitive to things but I just don't want to like have that be what, you know, I limit, you know, I limit what I pose. Oh. I don't know why that in particular. I'm just like, so cool. It's a big action figure. I do hope that sort of, yeah, they sort of go back into place. I do see now why some of these collectors maybe don't pose them in super extreme positions. I hope that's a intentional design where this side is more down than this side, because it is the case on these. I'm not gonna fixate on that. Okay, I'm excited to do the crunch in the middle here. Oh. Oh, my back. Oh. Doesn't he come with a Peter Parker head? Or am I wrong? I'm wrong, I guess. Yeah. I thought he would come with the PS4 Spider-Man head. Guess not. So it looks like he's missing a little piece right here on his, maybe something that I would have scuffed with those boots on. It's right here. I keep thinking, oh, I'm not gonna fixate over the small details. Oh, sexy. Look, boop. But then again, the small details are what, yeah, it does have that thing. Small details are what you get this for. But the small imperfections. Gotta play the Spider-Man 2099 theme once, you know? Dude, just doing that pose is like dope. All right, so let's just balance him right there. Break out his stand. The first thing I did when I woke up was check my phone to see if the tracking had updated. And yeah. It was so nice to see it here, and especially they sent a picture. Dude, I can't see myself just going, okay, just this one figure, not other ones. I don't want to have a collection like cases full of them. I think that's a bit much. I'm trying to not collect action figures as much. But I certainly have the case for it right now, you know. I don't even know if that was supposed to come off. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's look at the instructions, I guess. because I would, it would be, you know, it would be super cool if they were like, here's some positions you can pose with him. Like, that would be duper super cool. Now this is a tough one because I definitely should keep the container and all the parts to it because it's not just a $30 Star Wars Legends figure. Okay, so this is just sort of breaking down what he can do. And I didn't know that he's oh, where's that part? Oh, they're under here. So usually, like these go onto the web swinging part. I don't know what these ball joints are for. Like little ball joints here. Oops. That'd be cool if those were a replacement for like over time. But that would sort of indicate to me that they don't last long at all. But we'll see what those do. Is it a hand thing? Okay, let's maybe screw that down. That's cool. I love this knife here. I'm glad I got it. Sort of got guilted into buying it, but it genuinely has some very useful use to it. That's good. And then clamp as. Oh, that's a tight clamp actually. Oh, so I sort of had that pretty high, I guess. And that's not going to crease it at all. I could do this for an hour, 2 hours. I'm just chilling. I'm not gonna feel pressured to talk so much. Oh, and then you put the cap back on. But yeah, I did everything right. The indicated areas are very sharp. Be careful while handling. The indicated parts are non-detachable. Do not try to detach, otherwise it may get damaged. It may get damaged. It will get damaged. Do not place the figure areas with high temperature and humidity, otherwise it will be damaged. See, it says will be damaged right there. So many like web. I've never even looked at these. They've got like a, yeah, I like it. It's like a sort of a McFarlane-esque. I would buy the hell out of a just McFarlane Spider-Man. Because it's pretty close to like an Ultimate Spider-Man, you know? But I think 2 Spider-Man figures are, you know, pushing it even, so it just seems to show the like the sort of the limits, so yeah, the important part is sort of the web parts. Okay, so I am slightly disappointed he doesn't come with an extra head, but that's all right. Where's the pointing one? Do we have a pointing finger? We have a pointing finger. Dude, he's pointed. It's interesting Like this is one of my favorite ones. It's interesting how he has sort of more fingernails and not like in the comic he has sort of like 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 not, it's like, you know, from his fingers. Okay, so that is his, yeah. So let's see how this sort of, so that does look like it's extra ball joints for the hand. And the fingers actually come off really nicely. And they go on really nicely. Oh, I love that. I don't. It's funny, like what this implicates is just like, go to your room, go to your room, just go to it. Not that I think it's cheap, but sort of the underarm sort of seam, it's a little of the eyesore. What would be a fitting hand? I think sort of a closed fist. What do you use for this one? Oh, that one is a, this closed fist is for holding webs. You suck. You suck. You suck. You should feel bad. I'm pointing at you. Okay, so one of the first things I sort of wanted to see was what his, like, can you get his feet up? His spider pose, you know. Let me get some webbed hands here. Oh, I actually took the ball joint off. The ball joint. Yeah, so those are extra ball joints, so I do appreciate that. Wow. Oop. I would hate to do that to his eye, man. So we're gonna sort of do a pose like this. I will sort of push this in a certain way. Sort of not liking where this fabric is laying right now. So that is about the closest I can get to like a pose at a comfortable, and like that is like being probably a little too forceful. So I am going to take it back a notch, you know? Kind of get these areas, because this here on his neck is sort of being a suspicious little character. pretty much back to normal. So yeah, now it's a matter of what poses should I be doing? Because something I didn't consider is, yeah, you got a lot of fabric on him, so maybe you don't want to push his poses, because if you push his poses, you're gonna ruin the sort of, because I don't even feel comfortable doing that pose in the cabinet, you know. But I do have to look at, maybe it's fine. So I'm going to put the web hand attachment. It's funny because I was looking forward to this like so intensely. Like I had never had sort of these sort of excitement for this, like for something coming in the mail. Okay, so it goes like this. Let the goods look like this. So that's how it sort of starts out. I'm just gonna take a moment and just look at this. Just in my head, I'm like, damn, that's sexy. That's just so cool. What is a Spider-Man pose? Well, let's look at the webs we get here. So, this one. This one, so another handheld one. This one, so yeah, just, and this one. So I'm just gonna try this one out first. Oh, that's his webs are supposed to be orange. So this sort of pose maybe pushes a few things, but I think you gotta learn to just pose, just pose, and they're meant to be posed. So yeah, that sort of, whoa, the whole thing came off. Okay, so, I did sort of bend that. I guess I gotta be careful with those. But it only comes with one of these, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, once it stops wiggling, let me just set him on his base here. I'm honestly having a hard time being comfortable with posing this. 45 minutes, yeah, that's quite a bit. So, yeah, honestly, I don't think this was going to be the ticket for how I'm going to pose him. I think the idea of I don't know, just something about it. I just don't like sort of the suspended webs, especially if they're just not attaching to anything. Because I we'll see. Hold on. Yeah. So for this, you want a hand like one of these. Nope, that's just a closed fist. I do like that. That is cool. I think I will sort of have actually contradicting my previous statement. So I think I'll set him up to pose right about now and then see how he looks in the cabinet. I'm just gonna leave this hand off for now because it's gonna be just dangling while I'm setting him up to pose. Probably be nicer if I was doing this on the table. Sort of, yeah. Trying to visualize how this would be. That's fine. Sort of just initial sort of pose. I'm not satisfied with this, don't worry. It's all right. That is noted, though. Did I just make an indent from his web? Slightly, yeah. This web dented his oh, I guess since it's just like that sort of, it's just going back into its shape. Oh, you take his head off. Not that that scared me, but I was like, whoa, what? Is that it's a magnet? I think that's probably like the best way to go with that pose. Just sort of. Maybe the best course of action for this pose is sort of just it is harder to pose than I was expecting. I do think that this is probably the better pose that I've come up with, and it's fairly gentle on some of the material. Yeah, so that dent is not there anymore. Meanwhile, this one is still. This was way too hard for me to have done that. I genuinely don't know how to pose with this freaking web. I guess sort of like yeah, that feels pretty realistic, I think. It's decent. That's not probably how I pose him, no. Yeah, well, I give up on that one. That one was disappointing. I'm trying to think what I would do with this just straight one. I have an idea. I'm gonna hide him, and then I'm gonna show you what my idea is. I'm gonna take out the whip shooters for this. This is stupid. He's going. Is that my finger? What's that smell? Also, you do like trying to do a face palm. That looks like more he's hiding. If it was like this, but it goes like that, so. I was thinking, what if I like ruined, like it's like some of the features that like some of the nice, pristine pristineness of it doing that pose. Genuinely, what would I... He's doing the what are those? What are those? What are those? Don't clip that. Don't. I am getting pissed off by this cheap ass fucking stand falling down. Do want to get the pointing finger. What are those? What are those? He's pointing at your dumb finger, your dumb feet. You stink. That's funny. I like that one. You smell bad. Okay, but genuinely, I love his pointing one. I'm going to look at a difference between all these hands in a bit, because some of them just seem like slightly different fonts of a already like clawed hand, you know. I'm gonna make sure this isn't because right here it's sort of like here on both the shoulders, it's getting like this sort of wrinkled look to it, and obviously it's mine, so it's not a huge deal, and I'm not gonna ever resell it, but it'd be nice if the first day I had it, I didn't have to worry about that sort of thing. I won't. Yesterday I had a really weird anxiety. So I'm giving up on this and I have no clue what to do with it. And so, you know, I'm sort of teaching myself not to get anxious. Trying to scare you. That's fun. That's fun. I'm a zombie. I can only do fun poses. I can't do cool poses. I don't really know too much about Spider-Man 2099 to go, he would pose like this because he has to like do a thing every so often where is that on backwards? That's on backwards. This is a web shooter. Some idiot put it on backwards. So like I said, I'm gonna look at the different slight variations between his hands here. And while I do that, I'm going to put this back first. Put the toys away first before you bring out more toys. This is like toys, dude. This is like toys if you think about it. Literally called Hot Toys. Almost done with the coffee. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second and give my general thoughts. That makes my eyes look so much different when I just turn down the brightness like that. My general thoughts. I think he's very well, he looks very good. He's very cool looking. But his posability is very limited. And I knew that going into it, and I figured, well, you know, I'll just experiment around with it. But I can't really think of too much to do with his posing that wouldn't, like, hurt his, you know, what do you call it, longevity. And I'm sort of getting a little more, not upset, but just you know, uncomfortable with the amount of stress I'm putting into certain areas of the suit, which are making it more, you know, worn down. Like up here, and that area is still creased there. This area seems to be not as creased there. But that's, you know, I know where to look, so that's sort of that circumstance of that. But yeah, I think that I think I sort of I can't really make myself upset about certain things like that. Caden texted me. And you know, I think that it's a really good figure, and it's going to look great in the cabinet, which I haven't even put in yet, but I'm still developing a pose for it. I can't get anything with the web shooters to look convincing. I'm gonna have to look at some, maybe, you know, it's a lack of my own creativity, but I think it's sort of I was able to do that with I was able to make things work with the Marvel Legends figures. So I think this is probably one of the more like sort of poses and movement where he's not just standing around. But I do like moving the joints and stuff. I think they're really. You gonna eat that bug? You gonna eat that bug? But yeah, I think all that is sort of. I just remembered that animals are supposed to be outside. I'm not supposed to let them outside. But yeah. So back to posing. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we have all the hands back in place. But okay, so the hand that is equipped, I'm assuming they're gonna be on the same on the left side, is this hand more of a clawed-like one. Then we have this one, which looks more like a wall-crawling hand, I'd say. And then this one, which is more of a like a grabbing, aggressive hand. So I do like that. And then web swinging hand, playing hand, and fist hand. Now I'm going to compare the other ones, see if they're just reversed. Seems to be the case. I'm fine with that. Okay, and I'm going to assume it's the same case there. Okay, so with that being learned, so instead of appointing yeah, so it is sort of like a slashing hand, yeah. I do want to see how it looks with both hands using that one. Probably not going to serve the intended all right. No, I'm just gonna hold it. I do think the ones he comes equipped with are pretty good ones for one of these days. I'm gonna hit his head, and it's gonna leave a mark. I'm gonna sort of do that sort of reaction pose, and then I'll show you what I mean by the finished product. That reaction pose, sort of like turning around, yeah, that Tobey Maguire. Oh. I do think that one is pretty good, but I think as a sort of a first sort of pose for the case, it's probably not going to be one I want to do. This thing needs to be lowered just a little bit. There we go. I think the pose I'm going to do is going to be more of like a standing up straight. Sort of like slight head turn. Yeah, I do like how you can get very like specific. Like I want his head to slightly be turned, but maybe not. Because if I have it slightly turned, I can do there. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, you know? so I can just. Sort of, and the sort of importance of a wide stance. How is Spider-Man 2099 presenting himself? He's a little more rougher than Spider-Man. And I think that sort of captures sort of his qualities. I think as a first Hot Toy figure, this is absolutely everything I wanted, and I can't believe I'm holding it in my hand. It's so cool. Let's see what these options here. Do want to sort of see how this one would go with this hand here. So that's more spread out one. Yeah, that's the wall crawling hand, so it's sort of hard to. I'll sort of do like how he like a pose as if he just landed. I do think that would sort of bode well for like maybe he's like just he's like getting up from his landing pose. Something Spider-Man I do think that this is probably a winning stance. Yeah, that's what I call a winning stance. Sort of how I think it needs to be a little more scrunched here. I think that's really cool. I think that's probably one of the best poses from today. I'm also worried about, this material around the neck becoming getting probably a little too. I do think that sort of, I don't know, it just feels like, yeah, he's got a back support, you know, he maybe needs to be touching the ground a little more. Yeah. See, if that wrinkles it, then so be it. I do want him to be a little more lunging forward, just a little more. Yeah, okay. That's golden. Okay. So, we're gonna do this here. I'm taking out my old Spider-Man figs. These pieces of trash. These small, they only cost half as much. Okay. So, it's gonna be weird. No, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna put it here. Just cleaned everything for it. I do want to use two hands, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna show it when I'm done. Okay, here we go. Bombs away. Could be worse. That pisses me off. That happened. His head's a little too easy to take off. All right, though. So, first day with it, I've creased both the shoulders. There's a little nick in the shin. I have made a slight paint nick on the back of the head, but it looks good. Looks fantastic. Looks amazing. Looks spectacular. And yeah, I think that's sort of, it's just its own centerpiece. You know, you don't put anything else in it. But yeah, that is how I'm gonna pose it for now. But yeah, wow, yeah, it looks great. I'm really content with that pose. I think that probably in a few days, I'll maybe even tomorrow I'll pose it again. But yeah, for now I'm upset that I dropped that. It's oh gosh, it's such a loose like head. Just, boop, you know, it could have been so much worse. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna put everything away now. But yeah. Otherwise, 10 out of 10. Because I mean, the problems you have is like, come on, they're trying their best, you know. That's what it can do, and yeah, it's if Camden had that, I would be like, dude, I don't care if we both have one, I'm getting that one too, you know. But yeah, it's especially from afar here, it's like, wow, that's very cool, very special, like super incredible, you know. Words, adjectives, you know, all the adjectives there. Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I'll keep the box, even if that means throwing away every Lego box I own. You know, this is the one box that you really need to keep. I'm not going to keep these things though. You know, that's packaging stuff. This will keep moisture out of it, so might as well leave that in there. But yeah, that is the Spider-Man 2099 Hot Toys figure. I feel like as time is passing by, I am just letting it get distorted from the poses I put it into. But if that distorts it, then I'll just keep it in that pose. I don't know. Hexagon. Yeah, from the Spider-Man game, and yeah, it's just man, I don't know. They did such a good job. Such a good job. Yeah. What one would I pick next? I think I would probably. Thing is, do I want to stay in the superhero sort of genre? Do I, you know, because if I get like a Wolverine next to like a Spider-Man 2099, how's that going to look? You know, it's going to be weird. But I think, yeah, I would sort of go about it and sort of like separate them from each other, you know. And so what I'd do is have sorry, I just remembered I put the laser disc below it. I wanted to see how that looked. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good with it. Complements it. But what would I do in regards of the next one? I think Anakin Skywalker is Clone Wars armor is certainly up next. And if I do horror, Michael Myers or Ghostface. Ghostface is sold out right now though. But yeah, I think that's one of those things that I'll probably buy one next month, or I'll decide, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna be working. I'm not gonna be working. I'll be, you know, I depends on, you know, what the budget is for next month. But this isn't something, you know, I want to be buying much of. But you know, that FOMO will sort of get me where I'm like, well, I don't want to miss out and. Oh, cool. This red thing comes there. Sort of get that FOMO and like feel like I'm. Is this red? No. Yeah, I like how it has all the names of how that was put together. But yeah, you know, because these sell out and they never come back in stock, so And I was surprised that Anakin one was still one that was available. So, you know, there was like a Terrifier one was at least on sale for like 130. So I don't know if I ever see, like, I thought that was something kind of cool. But if I ever see like a Michael Myers or a what's his name, Anakin Skywalker, discounted, then I'll certainly pull the trigger there. But yeah, this was the sort of the pose that I was hoping, like I was imagining, sort of like, yeah, he's pulling that, but no, I knew when I saw this, I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to do that pose. But yeah, just one of the coolest things I've bought. Like, obviously I've bought some really cool things, and like the A-frame cabin is probably one of my standout, like, surprise. It's so good. But just one of the sort of the coolest things I can add to the display cabinet. And I think that, you know, I'm probably going to minimalize it a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have like these action figures, these Star Wars action figures. I'm not sure if I'm going to ever put them back in there, or, you know, if I'm just going to, you know, I don't know. I do think it needs to be raised, because the bottom stuff is just, the bottom shelf is totally useless. But yeah, it's useless in the way this is not seen. So yeah, so my budget for the rest of this month will have, I did buy some stuff, and I'm probably gonna buy another thing still, but yeah, for the rest of this month, I hope it's I'm gonna be bringing my cold lunch, you know. Obviously, I'm not blowing my entire money earned. I'm just, I need money to put into savings, and that's what I'm putting into account. Obviously, if I had one page, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying, I'm just giving myself clear mind, is one paycheck for this whole month of like spending. It's just like I'd have a good amount of money for putting into my savings. So yeah, I'm not too worried. It's all good. So yeah, dude, no, I'm not gonna talk about it in this video. But I have a thing, it's clearing up, putting a new thing on it. So yeah, that is that. I'm really happy with that. It's very cool, and I'll go through my list I have on my Sideshow Collectibles